A couple days ago, we got to see the reveal of Reventulikos on EW's livestream, and seeing the brown bear and the Eurasian lynx, and especially the remodeled brown bear in that reveal, it really made me want to come out here to Medved and go for a hunt. So there is a lynx in front of us. We've got the 223 AR today. I think that'll be a cool weapon to try to take a lynx with. It sort of took a step there, but it looks like we got a lung, and that'll be enough to bring it down. But, you know, we've got a diamond brown bear in our trophy lodge, and it's actually a pretty decent sized one. And I'm going to assume that brown bear models are going to do the same thing as the black bear models did. So the one that's in our lodge will probably get the new textures and everything that we saw on Finland. But it's one of those things where I'm kind of hoping to maybe find another one to replace that with. And I don't know, I really like the gray fur type. Obviously, the last time we were out here I talked about spirit bears. There's a lot of cool things that I'd like to get, and I'm curious to see how some of those translate into the newer models, but for now we'll just kind of run around out here and see what we can find today as we wait for that new map and new update. Now, the one thing that is a little bit unfortunate just for me is knowing that there are reindeer in Finland, and from what we've been told on EW's stream, they're not really something that's hunted all that often. So it kind of does make sense that they're not going to be on the new map, but I do really love the species, and we talked about it, I think it was on Wednesday's live stream, that due to the bug that happened when the original Great One Whitetail came out, there were some bugged Great One reindeer and caribou. And it would be cool eventually to have, like, legitimate ones. And if they were to introduce reindeer on the new map, a Great One reindeer would be pretty cool, and you can imagine how much bigger they can make them. That is one thing with the reindeer and the caribou. I feel like they could get bigger. And, that is something I'm really looking forward to. And in the meantime, you know, we can continue hunting them and look to try to get those gold rares for that multi-mount. But it is fun to hunt them here on Medved, and I guess the positive spin to them not being on Finland is that there's still that draw to come out to Medved and hunt this map specifically for them. One of the older models in the game, and still one of my favorites for the reindeer. As I said, I kind of wish the antlers could be bigger, more so with the caribou than the reindeer. I think that's kind of a regional thing, but still, I'm a big fan of them, and I didn't really mention it because we were talking about the other stuff there. We have the 270 Stradivarius today for our kind of medium game weapon. I like the gun. It's one that we don't carry as much anymore, and I think it was a community unlocked weapon in 2017 or 2018. Good looking gun that I think deserves a little more attention. I think that's a blonde, but I've really, especially since starting to grind for a rare female lion again, I've really started to take the approach that if it is at all in doubt that maybe it's a rare and not just an uncommon, just take the shot and go and find out. It takes, 45 seconds to run over here and, check the tracks and find out. The worst thing I can imagine, and I mentioned it with the lions as well, it's not like you would know if you missed out on a rare, but to just not get a rare that's standing there just because you misidentify it and don't want to run over and find out would be pretty unfortunate. That was an albino. Oh my. See? That is exactly why. Oh my, that's one of the rarest things you can find in this game. And it was a big female. Now they get bigger. You can actually get a gold female brown bear. But that was solid at level 4. I didn't even want to believe it because they are so rare. Well, that's pretty cool. You know what's going to be really intriguing, and now we have one to find out. What are the reskinned albino brown bears going to look like when Finland drops? I can't believe that. I'm seriously stunned because I was just talking about take the shot and go find out. And I've been of the opinion, I shot an albino female brown bear, my goodness, 4 or 5 years ago. And when I saw it, I immediately knew that it was an albino. And I've been of the opinion since then that it would be quite obvious and that I wouldn't miss one if there was one standing there. I would have missed that if not for the fact that I wanted to go check and be sure. Already, what are we, 19 minutes into our Medved hunt? It is well worth the time today. This is what we were after, by the way, up there on the ice, and In fact, we just had to fast travel due to falling through the ice. You can see that in the chat. Knocked out and defeated by gravity. There are areas, and it's usually stuff that looks like this, where you can kind of just fall through the map. And unfortunately, that happened not too long after taking the albino brown bear. So we're down here instead by the, I think, probably the biggest lake on the map. And if these moves will ever go attentive, we'll try to get a shot in there. I do have the 338 championship as well, just for a bit more power, and actually for the second time this hunt. I did not address that when shooting the brown bear. Finally getting the full alert, but at this point, we've got a broadside angle, so we'll just take that long shot and take him down. Kind of a wonky looking level 3. In a weird way, like wonky, but almost more realistic than the normal rack. It's a gold as well, at 194.5. I don't know, I like it. I like the more vertical rack. It's always nice to see decent sized reindeer while we're out here. We did switch servers to one that is reindeer drink time, although it's not going to be for a whole lot longer, so we're going to end up kind of back in that same scenario where it'll be moose drink time before long. But for now, we'll take advantage of what we've got. Probably a, I don't know, 350, 360 reindeer. And of course, taking them with the 270 Stradivarius, they take a little longer to go down, but it'll get the job done, and I'm kind of hoping eventually to get some kind of shot lined up where we can attempt a heart or neck shot on one. And of course, it helped in this particular scenario. The way the terrain was, we really didn't get all that far. 357 though. Left long shot at 143 meters from the 270, and maybe that'll be the move while we still have a little bit of time while reindeer are drinking. Maybe we can go and find another good one to try to insta-drop. It's a day of rares on Medved-Taiga, apparently. Piebald female lynx track. So there is a chance, with it being 8 to 17 kg, it could kind of improve upon the one that we got. That was a single player kill, I don't even know, probably a year and a half ago or more. But I want to say that it was a bronze, and you can get a silver in this weight range, so maybe we can improve. I generally find the best way to hunt lynx is just to run at them until they end up getting out in the open. And we'll kind of see. If we get a warning call, maybe we can slow down and not actually have to spook it, but we'll see how it cooperates. That is definitely her. You see that kind of whiter stripe up by the shoulder? It's really not as obvious with the lynx. And obviously we spooked her and she is coming back here. I mean, we're in a perfect spot. The only thing is we're not fully hidden, but this is probably one of the only opportunities I can imagine getting at a screenshot, or maybe a really up-close screenshot at a rare lynx. Now, I'm not really willing to let it get so close that it's going to spook again. I'd love if she would just kind of turn her head or make it a little more obvious that it's a piebald, but I mean, I can't get too much closer before I'm going to start to get worried. A musk deer coming through as well. We better go ahead and try to take the shot. Let's use the correct weapon. Ah, God, that's so cool. I so wish that I was willing to spook it again. It actually doesn't even know we're here. That's amazing, just kind of going right by us, but we got to get that shot in there as soon as it is presented. Finally an opportunity. Hopefully into a lung, and it looks like it is. That is insane. Totally different methods of getting the rares. One we find a track, one we kind of shoot as a precaution just in case. Both same results. It's a bronze again, unfortunately. By 0.2 we missed out. I'm still going to say fair chance that it's actually a bigger one, because it is only 0.2 below the silver requirement. I almost want to say our other one's 16 something. So admittedly, especially having killed an albino earlier, and we missed off on session score Devil Lynx by 1, I would definitely have preferred, if I had the choice, an albino or melanistic female lynx to go with our diamond, but an improvement with the piebald definitely is cool as well. And you know, this is one of those things, and I've talked about this before in videos. When we kill a diamond or a rare or something early on, like we did with the albino brown bear, it ends up just being so freeing, because I have no urgency, I guess, to, you know, hit every lake during a particular animal's drink time and try to find something before I run out of time for the video. So I don't even know what we're doing. Oh yeah, I was going up here to look for reindeer, and we find a piebald lynx. fair chance I wouldn't be here if we didn't kill the albino brown bear, and now we have two rares today. It just occurred to me what we were doing when we found that piebald lynx. I had been trying to get an opportunity to insta-drop a reindeer with the 270, just kind of to do it, and I totally forgot after shooting the piebald lynx. I probably ran around for, I don't know, it's been 45 minutes or so since we shot it, just kind of looking for anything, and then I realized that had been the plan there, and this is going to be the last kill of the hunt, and it's gonna end up being a fairly low kill total. I mean, I think this is harvest number 7 for this reindeer, but to get 2 rares, and like I said, it ends up being so, like, mentally freeing to get one early. I really highly doubt we ever would have found the piebald lynx if not for getting the albino brown bear early, but I want to get back to the trophy lodge number 1 to take a look at the albino brown bear in there. The one that I mentioned shooting was long before trophy lodges, so I've never seen an albino brown bear in a lodge. And then also for the piebald lynx, I think it's an upgrade, so we'll get to go into the main lodge today as well and make a little addition in that particular multi-mount. Well, this is interesting. The other piebald lynx that we shot, for one, was longer ago than I thought, November of 2020, but it's 18.4 as well. The interesting thing is, if we go into the trophy manager, the one we shot today shows us 18.39, so actually, we're going to end up placing both in the second lodge, which at least makes life easier, but go figure. I didn't realize they were so similarly sized. And it kind of works out. There were 2 empty spots here. I kind of forget what was in this spot. It was a multi-mount or something, and I must have taken it down and not put it back, but it probably doesn't matter. This is a better thing to fill this particular platform with. A 20.4 albino female brown bear. Got the links right here beside it since it was in opening as well. But and seeing it here, it's pretty clear to me that's an albino, but I've got to say, it's not as obvious as I remember it being, and I don't know if anything's changed since then, but it is pretty cool to have an albino brown bear in here, even if it is just a female. One day I'd love to get an albino male. Of course, we've been grinding for an albino gold grizzly bear, and then just by pure luck on a multiplayer server in Medved, we get an albino female brown bear, but I mean, they just look so cool. Maybe one day we'll get a multi-mount for it. That would kind of be the dream. Maybe similar to the bear hug with the grizzlies, except if you could have a female and a male bear in there or something, that would be really, really cool. But what I can't wait for now is the Medved-Taiga Coast update. I can't wait to see what the kind of retexture, remodel, whatever exactly they're doing is going to change for this albino brown bear. And of course, the piebald lynx in there is pretty cool as well, always kind of adding to this second lodge. One day we'll kind of set things up with multi-mounts and stuff and really do a tour of it as well. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.